Upper Method Field. I'm Logan Ward, joined here by Jack Kiernan for the second men's rugby game of the year. Jack, how are you feeling about the team this year?
Fairly confident. So we lost a couple of seniors last year, but we're rebuilding, and some of the young lads are really showing their talents in training. So I'm fairly excited to see what they have in store. So first home game of the season is a big one for sure. So speaking of new players, we got Mo coming in. This is his second rugby game ever, and he's doing a great job so far. So
absolutely, really
happy to see Adrian Corkery taking it in. Stripped Sally. Good stuff from the Salisbury team.
The Salisbury team with two teams. The Salisbury State Sharks, I believe they're called. Definitely a lot of members of this team over here, a lot of reserves over there on that sideline.
Absolutely. You get that stuff with full-on rugby programs, so They definitely have their depth and stuff sorted out. So I believe they came second in their conference this time last year, so they're definitely looking to defend or perhaps win this next title. So we're definitely going to see a lot of aggression from them today.
And NC State going to nationals last year, I believe you said.
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like? I know you were the captain last season, transitioning to more of a coaching role this year.
Yeah.
What's that like? What's that transition, and what's it really like going to nationals?
I came into state with my twin brother Tom. We set a goal for ourselves, and we said we're definitely going to win one of these national championships. So we weren't too lucky our sophomore and junior year, but luckily we had enough practice and enough experience to know what we had to do for our squad. So by the time our senior came up, we had gotten such a great group of lads together. It was a very dominant side, and we were all on the same page, same goal, and sure enough we had a fantastic season and dominated the 15s and then won the 7s afterwards. So absolutely amazing experience going to nationals and everything. So it was absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, and hoping that there can be a repeat this season of the success that this team has had.
Oh, for sure. A good kick from Thomas in Stockton. He was our 10 last year. Fantastic kid. I've known him for a long time. He's lost a bit of weight. He's actually trimmed down a bit. So I think it was gain season last year, and this year he's cut out the carbs and lost a good bit of weight. So he's looking very good.
Good.
So now this is going into a line out. So to explain, when the ball goes out of bounds, the way how the play gets restarted is through this. So it's the NC State Wolfpack's line out. So we'll have our hooker throw the ball in, and then we'll have a line out play and hopefully win possession. So we'll see how it goes here. So easy front lift, we win, and then the ball gets passed out. That was beautiful stuff from Gus Williams.
An absolutely great job there, getting possession and continuing to move it down the field. The strength of the Wolfpack definitely being shown off right now.
Oh, slippery ball, man. Small knock on from Tom Stockton. Very unfortunate there. Salisbury have it. Let's see what they can do with the ball. So moving it well. Caleb Gwaldney with a fantastic tackle and a forced error. Very good stuff from the Wolfpack.
Jamison Holbert for Salisbury State doing a good job moving that ball up. Just lost possession there because of the physical defense from the Wolfpack.
For sure. Caleb Gwaldney with a fantastic tackle. You can see those ties. He's not messing around. He's a big lad. He's going to go making some big tackles. So now what we see here, just for those at home who are unaware with the rules of rugby, when the ball is fumbled forward is referred to as a knock-on. So the way to restart play is through a scrum. So you see the forwards, who are usually the bigger lads on the pitch, come together, form a scrum, and then they're contesting for the ball that's going to be put into the middle. So it's a Wolfpack scrum, so our scrum half, Gus Williams, will be feeding this in. So there we go, very solid Wolfpack scrum. Very good from our boys. Rough pass from Gus, fumbled around. Mayowa Ungamola is recovered. Pass to Darren Murphy. Darren Murphy beating a couple of tacklers, taking the ground well. Secured by Mende Carlton. I think another forced. Oh, it's just a very good tackle from Salisbury.
It was an excellent tackle, just perfect positioning right there. Did a great job of getting him to the ground.
Oh, Brandon Corkery barging through the Salisbury defense. Love to see that aggression, that great strength. Good chip over the top from Thomas and Stockton, put them under pressure. And the Wolfpack look to pressure the Salisbury offense to try and force an error there.
That was a great pass ahead there. Jamison Holbert, again, just in perfect position to grab that one. Get Salisbury State an opportunity, but it looks like
they're fumbling the ball backwards. Look at that. Very good stuff it's been a very dominant territory game so far for the Wolfpack. I believe Salisbury have had the ball once in the Wolfpack's halfway line, so doing a very good job territory-wise, and now they have a penalty. So they have three options. They can either go for points, where, like in football, they'll just go for the three-pointer. They could kick for a line-out or take a scrum, so it looks like they're actually going to tap and go. So the scrum half's going to tap the ball with his foot, and they're just going to continue play.
All right. Now, in this sort of situation early in the game, what, in your opinion, is the best way to go about this?
If I was on the pitch, I would have called for a line out. Our line out was strong, as you can see. We could, if you kick the ball well enough, you can get the line out at their 5 meter line, which is very close to the try line. So I would have opted for a line out, gone for a mole to drive it through. But I trust Darren with his judgment. He's the captain out there. He's playing with number 15 on his back. So I trust his judgment. So that's what he probably called for as the best option. So now we're going to see a Salisbury line out. So see how that functions.
Salisbury lining this one up, throwing it in. High reach up to grab that one. They're going to just try to muscle this one ahead. Just pushing through.
Good pressure,
back
Adrian.
and kicked up. That one is going to be going out of play.
Yes.
And into the parking lot.
Well, one of those cars to be mine. So.
Over in play was Mende Carlton, just unable to get that one. Ball like that is unplayable in that situation.
So now, one little rule here with how rugby works is if you're behind your 22 meter line, the 22 meter line is 22 meters outside of your try line. If you kick the ball straight out and you're behind there, you play the line out from where the ball went. But if you're, say, at the halfway line, you kick it straight out, the line out comes back to where you kicked it. So, very good block down from the NC State Wolfpack, trying to pressure the Salisbury backline. Very good from Mayo Ogamola. And a rushed kick from Salisbury. Darren Murphy recovers. He's looking to unleash Mende Carlton in his speed, but he turns back in. Offloads brilliantly to Tabani. Tabani coming in, showing his experience, and a very good tackle from Salisbury, forcing the mistake. That was a very good counter-attack from the NC State Wolfpack.
That was an absolutely stellar attack. CJ Costigan coming in there and just punching that ball out. That was an excellent tackle to disrupt what was looking like a very solid possession there.
Absolutely. It's what Salisbury needed, so he definitely helped his team out and got a good bit of relief there. So. Very good, exciting game so far. Very happy to see. And the ball goes out. Oh, and hit a pedestrian, but she managed it okay. I've seen her rugby skills. I see you. So now we're going to have a Salisbury line out. So they opted to kick the ball out to touch, so they retained possession because they had the penalty advantage. So let's see if Adrian Corkery can put some pressure under their line out.
This one going to be put in play by number 3 of Salisbury State, Aaron Beard, also known as Scruffles, introduced to me as such by the coaching staff.
Oh, very good play from Salisbury, trying to move the ball out wide. Good tackle from Michael Ambrose.
Moving the ball well, Salisbury State moving it up slowly, trying to get an opportunity to squirt through.
Oh, Greg Amity with a great counter ruck. Such a strong boy. There we go, good stuff. It's a good tackling, really trying to swamp that Salisbury offense.
Salisbury offense right now just trying to muscle through, find any open gaps. Haven't been able to get anything going yet. Like you said, they've only had ball in the Wolfpack territory once. It looks like they're going to put it over there this time.
Oh, fumble by Darren Murphy. He's new to the fullback position, so might not be too confident of that high ball. But Mende Carlton using his feet, showing his athleticism, being taken down. And a very good clear from Caleb Gwaltney again. He's been doing very good with his support. Tabani, driven back. Good tackle from the Salisbury defense. They're very big boys. You can definitely tell they're going to try and bring the physicality to the Wolfpack.
Very much so. That's one thing Salisbury has done a very good job of. They've been bending but not breaking. They've done a good job on defense, even on the goal line there, not letting anything happen for the Wolfpack.
For sure. Here's Tabani with the good fend, brought down well by their opposition 8. The Wolfpack struggling to break the gain line. Thomas Stockton taking a pick and go, gaining some meters. Always good. Gus Williams looks to distribute. Tabani looking in, taking a great line. Stopped again by that Salisbury defence. And is it a turnover? It is a turnover. Great counter ruck from the Salisbury defence. The Wolfpack are going to need to look to get that support up. That's twice Tabani hasn't got proper support, and the tackle's been dominant on Salisbury's side. So they're going to really have to look and try and break that gain line when they take it out of their pods. So it's one improvement the Wolfpack could try and make.
Absolutely. And Wyatt Graham on Salisbury State Sharks making that tackle, really disrupting everything. Just did a great job of breaking through and getting that tackle.
Yes. So that ball's being played by Michael Ambrose. Played in England. Very, very strong take right there from Michael. He's a very experienced player. I love watching him play. So taken in from Jonathan Robbins. Very strong kid, sophomore. Young guy, but experienced at the same time. Played a lot with us last year. taken out well by Greg Amity, unleashing Mayo Ogamola. I believe that was a knock four from Salisbury. That would be a penalty because he was a knock on from State.
Not sure of the call.
So the knock on, it was a knock on by State. So Darren Murphy fumbled it just there. So unfortunate, but good speed, good line speed from the Wolfpack, and very good distribution.
It was a good job by Salisbury State of recovering there. Looks like they might have given up something there. A little bit scattered on defense there, but they recovered nicely.
Yeah, for sure. So the Wolfpack, I think they just got to control possession, not try and force anything. And they've got a very strong team, but they're still trying to build that chemistry. Like I said, they're building. It's a young enough squad, so they just need to get used to each other. So Salisbury working it wide. Some lines given out to the 15. He tries to break the line. Mayo, fantastic hold up by Greg Amity and Mayo Ogamola. So now they're forming a maul. I think the Wolfpack's going to retain possession. Salisbury aren't going to be able to get that ball back. Held once. The referee's telling them to use it. They're not going to, and there we go. Good stuff from the Wolfpacks. It's going to be a Wolfpack scrum here. Very good work from Greg Amity and Mayo Ogamola.
They just stood up the offense there, managing to get this possession.
Love to see that. That was just pure. They ran straight in, tried to break the line. Mayo and Greg said nope. Held them up. Very good display of strength there.
And as you were mentioning, that building chemistry, I believe you mentioned a lot of seniors leaving the team after last year. What's it like building a team where you're not exactly comfortable with everybody yet, but you're slowly getting into that state?
Well, you just have to start from the ground up, you know. So like I said, I've had three, before I graduated, I had 3 goes to the national championship, and we were fortunate enough our senior year we could really hit the ground running because we had a very experienced team. We all knew how we wanted to play with each other. So that was almost a very good break from the NC State Wolfpack. Retained back there by Salisbury. Smart enough to slap the ball backwards. And retain possession. Salisbury gaining the momentum. Some very good lines there. Ooh, the ball's gone to ground. They recover. Used. Oh, very good dummy there from Salisbury. 7. Oh, knocked on, retained by Darren Murphy. He's gone down. It's Wolfpack ball. I suppose they're going to be looking to click it just to give themselves some relief. Brandon Corkery breaking some tackles, taken down well by the Salisbury 4. Gus Williams out to distribute. Thompson Stockton to give the Wolfpack a bit of breath and do a bit of a clearance kick.
And that was an excellent fake by Joe Mack, the captain of this Sharks team. Really just an incredible play there. They really did a good job moving forward, but Wolfpack, again, their defense holding strong, managing to get the ball out of there.
Absolutely. So I think we've gone back for a penalty. The Salisbury defensive line were offside. So the Wolfpack, since we kicked away possession, we're going to go back for the penalty. I believe we're going to kick for touch and try and get our line out so we can play a little bit of a territory game. And a beautiful kick from Thompson Stockton. Like I said, played with him since he was a little kid, and he's really grown into a fantastic rugby player. So always love watching him play.
This has been a very back and forth game so far.
Yeah.
Both teams having plenty of opportunities, neither breaking through right now, though that could easily change quickly, though.
Absolutely, and you get that kind of stuff early in the season. You know, both teams have only played one proper game in the conference, one competitive match, so they're both just looking to try and get the right chemistry there, trying to get the balls to get the right ball to hand pass. So it's expected to see errors this early in the season. But we're still looking good to get distribution from the Wolfpack. Hale Goldney taking it in, controlling the ball. Taking down Greg Amity's there in support. And turned over by Salisbury, showing their strength. And trying to pressure the Wolfpack by kicking it back, but Mendy Carlton's there. Very fortunate roll from that kick. See what Mendy Carlton has. Very quick player. There he goes. Good balance. And taken down.
Excellent speed and elusiveness there, just trying to make something happen.
And there's been a stop of play. Is there a player down?
Looks like a Salisbury State player was shaken up a little bit on that play.
Right, must have been that last collision. So
Trey Thomas coming out of that last collision a little slowly.
I think we'll be interested to see what the call is from the referee. Try and restart. I think he's going to go for a Wolfpack scrum. Yes, there we go. Wolfpack retain possession. So the last scrum was fairly well contested from both sides, so no dominance from either side just yet, but Salisbury have a very big pack, so we'll be looking to see what they can offer later on in the game in their scrum. Really good drive from the NC State Wolfpack. Passed out to Thompson Stockton, trying to open up some space. Mayo Gamola taken in. Wrapped up by some tacklers, but taking the ground nicely. Tabani Mitzi taking it in. Broken the gain line, that's all you ask for really with the pod pull, so really good work from Tabani. Gus Williams, passing out wide and fumbled by Colton.
Wolfpack showing off their strength right now, but mistakes like that are the reason why this just hasn't been able to progress.
Good kick from Thompson Stockton. Very good kick from Thompson Stockton. Really putting pressure on the Salisbury 15. So trying to and getting retention back, and hey, that's fantastic. That's what you have to ask for when you have a clearance kick like that. So Michael taking it in, boshing through some tacklers, keeping it nice and easy. Not trying to do anything too fancy, trying to retain possession, and ball slipped up, but it's a Wolfpack penalty, offside for Salisbury. So again, I think the Wolfpack needs to slow it down, take it to the line out, and just play possession. If they tap and go here, they're going to try and force some of their own mistakes. So I think take it slow, play the territory game. Play the game in Salisbury's half.
And looking at this game so far, what do you like about both teams that you've seen?
So right now, I love the aggressiveness from Salisbury. I think they're doing a fantastic job with their pod play, breaking the gain line almost every take. So doing a really good job there. But from the Wolfpack, they're playing smart. You know, they know that Salisbury, their strength is with their pack and with their strong carry. So they're trying to kick the ball, play possession. Kick it deep and try and test the Salisbury back three. So trying to force some errors there. So I'm happy with the Wolfpack's performance, and Salisbury definitely giving them a contest. So very good to see. Thompson Stockton sending someone on the skates. Passed out wide, well done by Greg Amity. Mende Carlton distributing Caleb Gwaldney. Caleb fantastic in this space. Oh, and taken into touch. So Mo Elliman, another new man. I said this is his second rugby game here with the Wolfpack. So there, if he, give him a couple more games, he'll be a little bit more experienced to be able to hit that line properly. So that's another thing,
Yeah.
Lost a couple of seniors trying to get some of the new guys caught up to speed. So, but still, I think it's the Salisbury put in for a line out. And let's see if the Wolfpack can disrupt play.
Wolfpack team has looked very good here today. Again, just a back and forth game. Both teams battling very tough right now.
And a good maul set by Salisbury. Just fumbled there. Thompson Stockton holding play. Passed out well to Greg Amity. Nice little flick pass. Darren Murphy takes it in, steps inside. Just keeping retention. The Wolfpack still have advantage though from that knock on. Gus Williams distributes, and another great tackle. Offloaded well to Brad Smith. Gus Williams looking to distribute, and Jonathan Robbins breaking the gain line. Great balance from the sophomore. Gus Williams looking to distribute again. Caleb Gwaldney takes it in.
And just excellent tackling from Joe Mack, number 7 on the Salisbury State team. Again, the captain just making things happen.
Good kick from Thompson Stockton looking to pressure. And can we retain this possession? All right, good. Playing the possession. Bounce straight in, and we're back, pushing Salisbury back within their 5-meter line. So again, the Wolfpack, they're playing a territory game.
Yep.
Very few minutes have been played in their half, let alone I don't think Salisbury's even gotten into their 22-meter line. So still very good from the Wolfpack, putting Salisbury under pressure, but they're going to need to get some points. You can't be spending this long down on that side of the opposition's side of the pitch and not get some points. You don't want to go out empty-handed. Good disruption from Brandon Corkery. Got a finger to that ball. I think they're really figuring out the Salisbury line out. They really only have one jumping option, so put some pressure into that guy, win the line out. It's going to be really hard for Salisbury to get back into this game. So.
And that was just an excellent job by Corkery there, getting his hand up in space and knocking that one back towards his team.
And a little shout out to Fiona Farrell's nephew, who is a cousin of Brandon Corkery. James, I believe it's your 4th birthday you're watching today, so happy birthday from the NC State Wolfpack. I think we're going back for a crooked throw from the Wolfpack. I think it was a crooked throw from Salisbury, so now it's a Wolfpack scrum. So still very good position. I'm hoping to see Mayo, Ogamola and Greg Amity being used to crash the ball up and try and penetrate that defense and score a try.
And really just having possession gives the Wolfpack so many more opportunities to score and get some points on the board. Still even here right now.
Absolutely, yeah. So very good contest. I love seeing tight games like this. It's what rugby's all about, and such a good time to be playing rugby too during the Rugby World Cup. It's played in Japan, so a bit of a time difference there, and I was up at 1 a.m. watching Fiji play Australia, and kept watching until New Zealand were playing South Africa. So it's been a whole day of rugby here for me. Thomas and Stockton breaking the line here, and what, scoring a fantastic solo try. Thomas and Stockton, fantastic try. It's 5 points for the NC State Wolfpack, and well done by the veteran Thomas and Stockton. I believe he's a junior here at NC State. Fantastic work. Love to see that.
Stockton just broke through, managed to find a seam up that defense, getting the try. That's 5 points on the board for the Wolfpack. They take the lead over the Salisbury State Sharks.
You see, it goes to show how much fitness does for you, because I'm telling you, Tom Stockton last year, a bit of a chunky monkey, you definitely wouldn't be able to do that. So good to see him getting a bit leaner, getting a good step on him. So great work from Thomas. Or Thomason, I should say. That is his name. He doesn't like being go by Thomas. So. And in rugby, rather than in American football, the try is worth 5.
Okay.
Touchdown's worth 6, I believe, and the kick is worth 2. So the kick's very important in rugby. So I believe that was a good kick. So it's 7-0 to the NC State Wolfpack.
One of many differences between rugby and American football. I've got a lot more experience with American football gridiron in some other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Rugby's a growing sport in America. The top level divisions, top teams, Life University, St. Mary's, very good teams. They have very good relations with schools overseas, so they have a lot of foreign players. And in my youth rugby that I played here in America, I played with a couple lads who are playing on the USA team, and we're playing at Life University. And it's growing. They're getting fairly good depth, but until it gets to be the top. Oh, sorry, had to be interrupted there by a monster hit from the 5 from Salisbury on Brandon Corkery, who's our 5. So very good push to shove on his opposite number. And Tabani with a fantastic break, showing his South African flair. And distribute to Mende Carlton, distributes to Michael Abenrose, pops off to Brad Smith. Fantastic work from the NC State Wolfpack. Love to see that play. Distributed out by Gus Williams. Tom Stockton sees a gap, breaks through the gain line, and still Wolfpack, just a huge shift of momentum there by Tabani, showing his experience, South African background. Love to see it.
And that really shows how quickly things can happen in this game. It was a quiet moment. Things had kind of settled for a second there, but the Wolfpack, just with an explosive play, really bringing up the energy out there.
Just a flick of a switch and a beautiful little chip through and taken cleanly. Oh, very good take from the Salisbury. I believe that was the 11 or the 14, excuse me. Very good take. It's hard to see with the crowd in front of us, but
Jamison Holbert doing a great job out there today. He always seems to be involved in the play in some way.
Good stuff, Jamison, making your team proud. Greg Amity with a really good counter ruck, but he's conceded a penalty. And Salisbury opt to take it quick because they know they're not winning their line out. So although it may look like that they have very good clean takeover by Caleb Gwaltney, and he's turned it over for the NC State Wolfpack. Good stuff, Caleb. Caleb's doing his graduate degree at NC State. This will be, I think, his 5th year playing Wolfpack rugby. So just to explain what went on there, Salisbury know that their line out is suffering a bit. NC State are doing a very good job in disrupting play there, so they know that they can't really opt to take it there because they'll lose the ball. They're trying to retain possession and taking it quick, but it causes that you need to have really good fitness to do that, and unfortunately they just weren't able to get there and support. And Caleb, being such an experienced player, identified the ruck to be not have any support and went in, snagged it, and now the Wolfpack have the advantage. So well done from Caleb Gwaltney.
Referee talking to Greg Amati over there.
Oh, very good kick. Very fortunate that the Salisbury 10 wasn't able to get underneath that. But honestly, looking at this right now, I have to say the Wolfpack are looking like the dominant side. Until Salisbury can actually get some proper play in the Wolfpack half, I don't see them causing much of a contest.
As close as the score may be, only 7-0 in favor of the NCSU Wolfpack. It has been a back-and-forth game. There's been opportunities for Salisbury State, but this Wolfpack defense has done a great job of stopping them at about halfway.
Yeah, just containing them. They're not able to get much ball out because they have to work for it. They can't play a kicking game. They can't compete with the Wolfpack's kicking game, which is really helping them in this situation. So, but still early days. 7-0. Disrupted there. Great take by Tabani to keep control. Gus Williams taken out of that ruck, but Caleb Goldney secures, and it's another Wolfpack penalty. And what will they opt to do? Will they take it quick? Honestly, if I was the Wolfpack, I'd take points. I already gave him a happy birthday. So yeah, I already did. Yeah.
Absolutely stellar job by the Wolfpack on this possession. Just continue to chip away at the Sharks defense. They've got another wonderful opportunity right here in the scrum.
Fantastic opportunity. I think it's actually a Salisbury scrum. So if Wolfpack can win this back, that's great momentum shift, but it'll probably be an exit kick from the Salisbury 10, so we'll have to see how Darren, Mo and Mende manage after receiving this kick. Pretty awkward scrum, fairly high. Gets out and kicks straight out. So again, you know, they kick it straight out. That's a Wolfpack possession. The Wolfpack are within the 22-meter line, really good at containing. They're playing some great rugby. So as a assistant coach, I'm very proud of my boys right now.
That was one of the first kicks we've really seen out of the Sharks today. The Wolfpack have done a good job of stopping any opportunities for those chip aheads.
So let's see what they opt to do. Taking it in the middle, and ooh, bad timing there. Really poor consistency. Should have thrown the ball out a bit earlier. So, hey, you know, you can't contain your line out. Causes that issue. So, yeah, that stuff happens. Salisbury back with the scrum. Let's see what they have to do. Might do another exit kick, but we'll see.
And Salisbury's done a great job in these scrums. Those big guys up front have had an excellent push ahead. Both teams definitely have excellent strength in their front lines.
For sure, for sure. Both very big packs. Oh, just a missed tackle there by Michael Ambrose, but Greg Amity swallows him up, takes him down, and gives the Wolfpack some time to breathe, putting pressure on the Salisbury offense. They're passing the ball around, nothing going cleanly to hand. And Mayo Ogamola taking the ball down, and let's see, it's a knock-on. So forced mistake. Salisbury are really struggling. Their fitness isn't showing, and Mayo Ogamola with a really key tackle to force the mistake there. So
Trey Thomas with the opportunity for the Sharks, trying to get some room, but an excellent job by the Wolfpack defense. Again, like you said, just forcing those mistakes, continuing to chip away at this defense. There's only a couple more mistakes that Salisbury can make before the Wolfpack can just find an opportunity to break through.
For sure, for sure. So let's see if the Wolfpack can execute. I believe Thomas and Stockton scored his try in a similar position. Let's see if he opts to pass the ball, or maybe he'll get another solo try. Let's see. Weird take. Gus Williams recovers safely. Tabani with a good counter ruck, and it's hard to see what's going on. Has Salisbury got the ball back, or is it still with the NC State Wolfpack? And it's a penalty. So sadly, couldn't get the ball cleanly back in that scrum. Salisbury with such a strong pack, really dominant in the scrum there. Gus Williams couldn't get a clean ball, and see there, they forced the Wolfpack error. So let's see what they have to do.
The Wolfpack have had plenty of opportunities in deep right there, but they haven't been able to convert on a lot of them. Again, only scoring that one try, up 7-0. That one kicked into the woods over by the field. Referees are going to go and retrieve it real quick.
Luckily, I believe that we have 3 balls on the pitch now, so we won't have to wait for that ball to get retrieved, hopefully. So,
but
yeah.
Breaking the action right now. Again, the Wolfpack have just had an excellent defense. What do you want to see out of their offense more? Again, only scoring that once. You've got a lead, but what else do they need to do here?
I want to see more control in our line-out set piece. We spotted a little mistake there, and same thing with the scrum. We were there in a very good position to score and get some more points on the board, but sadly couldn't execute. So the Wolfpack just needs to play a little bit smarter. Don't risk it with silly passes, just play control, and once you get towards the position where you can score points, you do it. That is a fantastic ball, stolen by Michael Ambrose, showing his experience, and I can tell he's absolutely thrilled with that turnover. Very good positioning in the breakdown.
Just an excellent job pulling him away out of that. Salisbury State couldn't react fast enough.
Yeah, so look, NC State back in a familiar position in the Salisbury 22, or wherever that's taken, a little bit outside of the 22 towards the 10-meter line. So let's see what they opt to do. So I wanted from here, honestly, I'd like to see a great crash ball from one of the Wolfpack centers. So if that ball could get cleanly to Thompson Stockton, if he can really distribute that ball, try and really attack the Salisbury defensive line. we'll get some points on the line.
Looks like we'll have a stoppage in action right now. Water's being passed out.
Is there an injury?
Can't see from here. Salisbury team standing over in front of where the players are. It appears we may be the referee taking a look at somebody. Both teams taking a chance to rehydrate. A little bit warmer here today than we've had in this past week.
It is toasty, to say the least.
A clear sky as well. No clouds in sight over here at Upper Method Field.
For sure. My mother's going to be rather mad with me when I come back with sunburn on the back of my neck. She's like, Jack, you should have packed it. But, very good lineup. But still poor timing from the Wolfpack hooker. But we take it in. Brandon Corkery safely takes it. Ball goes back. What will they opt to do? Gus Williams looks to distribute. Goes out to Thompson Stockton. Passes out to Megan Omola. Breaking the line there with great speed. Showing his athleticism. Absolutely leaves the 15 for dead. Steps him completely out of the tackle. So let's see. Gus Williams looks to distribute out to the left-hand side to Bonnie. Distributing to Darren Murphy. Takes it in to control the ball. It's what I like to see. Really smart play. Very good tackle to Bonnie. Mitzi unlucky with that take. Very good read from Salisbury. Their defense is no joke. Adrian Corkery taking the ball in. Still with Wolfpack. Wolfpack ball still. Gus Williams distributes. Thompson Stockton pops it to Greg Amity, who takes it well into contact. Good read from the Salisbury defense.
Mayo Ogunwola doing a great job there, just breaking that one ahead. He gave the Wolfpack an opportunity here.
Thompson Stockton, good offload to Darren Murphy. Darren Murphy looks to place the ball back. Good pick and go from Caleb Gwaltney. Breaks the gain line, breaks one tackle, sucks in 3 defenders. Great support line there. Jonathan Robbins. You felt the ribs crack on that one. Just out well. Good little chip kick there from Thompson Stockton. Sadly, Salisbury got a hand to it, but it's a penalty advantage. If I was the Wolfpack, I would take points.
Trey Wright did a great job there getting Salisbury State there. But again, the Wolfpack, they've got another opportunity, and that's what they've been doing a great job of, just winning the possession game. And they've continued to do that as this first half continues.
For sure. And now Thomas and Stockton opting for points just to get a bit more of a lead, get a 10-point lead instead of 7. So Salisbury will have to get a try and some if they want to catch them.
Making this more than a one-possession game is definitely going to put the Wolfpack ahead. And if they can continue to win the possession battle, they'll be in a great position for the rest of this game.
And again, I'd be worried if I was the Wolfpack. We've been playing a lot in the Salisbury 22, but we haven't been able to get another 5-pointer on the scoreboard. So I'd say Coach Catcham, he's going to have a talk with them and say, hey boys, when we get that close, we can't let go with the aggression. We have to keep inching forward, pick and goes, quick pods, plain and simple, and really try and get those 5 points. We're breaking the line. Mayo Ogamola got a huge break there, getting them some serious yards, but they just need to distribute, need to find where the space is. And a good slotted kick over there from Thompson Stockton. Great work from the junior.
Stockton scoring all of the points for the Wolfpack so far, I believe. Really just been a one-man wrecking crew for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, for sure. Now he wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the rest of his team. I know he's done the work to get the points up, but it has been a 15-man effort.
Absolutely.
Everyone pulling their weight. One thing I would love to see is to see the new man, Mo Eleman, just to see him unleashed with his speed. I run sprints with some of the fastest lads on the pitch to see if I can compete with them. And I've never been burnt as much as I was when I tried to race Mo. He is a fast man, to say the least.
Getting those newcomers in there, especially with speed like that. What does that really bring to a team when you've got a player with speed like that?
If you have someone who can distribute and you have that kind of speed, it gets you 5 points. If you can hit a gap and really take advantage of that good pass and take advantage of breaking the gain line like that, it's where you get a bit of X factor.
Yeah.
You have some players who keep control, who are very skilled and know the game. They keep possession, but X factor scores points. So that's what I want to see from Mo. So let's see if the Wolfpack opt to spread it wide. Thompson Stockton gets it. Plays the kicking game still. Smart work from the 10.
That's one.
And great bounce. Salisbury struggling to handle it. And who's taking? There we go. Good stuff from Darren Murphy. Sloppy ball from Salisbury. Have the Wolfpack. Brilliant work from Adrian Corkery to break the gain line. Look where the Wolfpack are now. Let's see if they can get some points up there. Salisbury really struggling to cope with the Wolfpack kicking game.
Corkery just doing a great job getting through there. They're knocking on the door yet again, trying to get something going.
And Salisbury, good try from the NC State Wolfpack. I couldn't see what happened there. It was a knock forward. Unfortunate. Jeez. But hey, look, pressure from the NC State Wolfpack. Salisbury lose the ball. we get the ball back, kick it. They can't keep possession, and the Wolfpack execute. They're in a great position right now.
And as we've been talking about all game, just winning that position battle gives them these opportunities as they continue to chip away at the Sharks. The Sharks have got to get something going here. They can't keep giving the Wolfpack opportunities like that.
For sure. They have strength. They're very good on defense, but they're really struggling on offense. So their coaching staff, you know, with a full-on D1 program like this, you got to be upset about that. Like I said, Wolfpack, you know, we're fortunate with having some experienced lads, but really we work with what we have, and you know, we play a very good style of rugby, and we teach well, and we work with what facilities we're given, and we're a fantastic rugby side. So it's amazing to see that we're able to compete so dominantly with these D1 sides.
Yeah. And the Wolfpack just recently moving up to D1. Is there a difference, in your opinion, between the divisions, or what's your opinion on stuff like that?
So the main thing, a huge difference from when I was playing in Ireland and playing here, is that when you go up in the divisions, there really is a step up in that skill. But with America, because it's such a big country, you really just play with who's around you. So with the top teams that we were playing in the Division 2, you know, Whitewater, UNC Charlotte, Iowa Central, those teams I'd say would have been giving us a better competition than the Salisbury side right now. So when it comes down to proper competition, you know, there really isn't that much a gap. But I'd say once you get to the nationals levels with D1, that's when the skill level starts to show. You have, you know, proper programs, and the money in the programs begin to show the display there. So good tackle there from Mo Elaman, and the Wolfpack have managed to get. Have they gotten? Was it not out of bounds? But for the players looking for that, Gus Williams showing his strength, taking it down, and he's taken down. What's going on? A penalty to the NC State Wolfpack? What's going on?
Wolfpack taking issue with something.
Bit of a scrap going on. Thompson Stockton in the middle of it, trying to break it up.
Again, that veteran player leadership showing right there.
So you can see the Salisbury getting a bit impatient. You know, they can feel the pressure being taken. So a couple of handbags being thrown, but no punches just yet. Hopefully, we won't come to that. Rugby is a gentleman's game after all.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, just that frustration mounting at the moment. Tensions kind of tend to boil over, especially in a stalemate of a game.
Absolutely, and you can definitely tell the style of rugby the Salisbury are forcing themselves to play. Big lads like the number 1, number 5 on their side. I can see them in front of me, huge boys. It's really taking a toll on their fitness. So you can't be playing rugby like that too long. You got to get some relief from their backline, and their backline really aren't showing up today.
Yeah.
So I think the referee having a chat with Salisbury and the captain of the NC State Wolfpack, Darren Murphy. I've known Darren since he was a wee boy as well. He's grown up to be a fine rugby player. So very happy to see the skill he offers to the NC State Wolfpack right now.
And the Wolfpack have a lot of players that have really just grown up through the system and come through, played all the years. What's it like having that consistency between the teams, like year to year, having the same players?
It's, you know, you just see it click a lot more on the pitch. You see some better lines being drawn because they know how each other work. So, for example, Darren and Tom, they've been playing for quite some time. So if Tom wants to spread the ball wide, Darren's there and he's in a good position. So stuff like that. Greg Amity, he's been playing State for a while. I believe this is his 3rd year with the NC State Wolfpack. So he's very used to Tom's style play too, and Mayo as well. Also, a good few of these Wolfpack players have been playing youth rugby in the Raleigh area with Raleigh Rattlesnakes. Others who were in Charlotte, I know Mayo played with, forget the name of his team, Providence, who were in the Charlotte area. So, you know, even with some of the American boys, you got some very experienced players. So, always good to see. And then the likes like Michael Ambrose and Tabani Mitzi, you know, coming from South Africa and England, respectively. You know, they bring a lot of experience to the Wolfpack, so it's always good to get players like that.
Rugby is a sport that has always had much more of a following overseas than the United States. A growing sport in the States, I would say.
Absolutely.
Seeing a lot more teams crop up. I'm seeing, especially in the high school level, I've seen more and more teams.
For sure. You got a lot more youth, a lot more competitive youth rugby going on nowadays. And, you know, USA, they're in the World Cup, in the pool of death. But, you know, if they made it out, that'd be huge. They just got to beat Titans in England, Argentina, and France. Chances, who knows? It's the USA, man.
Absolutely.
See what freedom looks like. See if they can break through their pool and do their country proud. So
certainly a very tough pool to deal with.
Oh, absolutely.
With all those countries, established rugby teams.
Yeah, Argentina, they lost today, so they might not be qualifying unless they can beat England next week. So be an interesting World Cup. Oh, great take from Michael Ambrose. Taking it from the front, so the space was there. Has it been turned over? No, ball still there for the Wolfpack. Gus Williams distributes a little bit over Thompson Stockton's head. Greg Amity takes such a strong man there. Two lads taken to take him down, and they play it fast. Tom Stockton gets out Darren Murphy. He kicks for possession, putting the 15 under pressure. And it's a good bounce. Does it roll back into the try zone? It does. So they'll be looking. Is it a try? Try for the NC State Wolfpack. It's a try for the NC State Wolfpack. The 15 taking his time. Darren Murphy looks to exploit that inexperience in the Salisbury 15. He was looking to see the ball roll all the way back, so they go back to where the kick was taken. Darren Murphy, one of the fittest men I've ever met in my life, gassed his way there, got the 5-pointer for the Wolfpack. Good stuff, Darren Murphy.
Darren Murphy just did an excellent job there. Again, you mentioned just using that experience. The captain of the Wolfpack just beating Noah Juergens. Juergens just seemed to lose track of everything. Didn't realize there was a member of the Wolfpack so hot on his heels.
Absolutely, and like we were talking about, you know, if there's a change in D1 versus D2, Salisbury came second in their conference last year, and I can't see them putting any points right now in the Wolfpack. They're going to really have to screw their heads in. Wolfpack showing a dominant performance, and, you know, young team's still growing, so I could see them definitely going to win this conference.
The Wolfpack just seem more hungry for it right now.
Oh, absolutely. Super excited to see what they have in store.
Lining up for the kick right here, 2 points.
Thompson Stockton very experienced off the tee, so let's see if he can slot this one over to make it brilliant. Good stuff. 17-0 to the NC State Wolfpack.
And again, we mentioned, although it's definitely been a team effort and a great job by the Wolfpack all around, Thomas Stockton has done a great job out there in every facet of the game.
Absolutely. His dad will be proud. He's an assistant coach as well, but he had to be in England for work. So he's watching overseas right now, supporting his son, and I'd say he's absolutely proud. Shout out to you, Bob Stockton, if you're watching. We'll see you next week at practice.
No, it's absolutely lovely to see the support this team has out here. NC State with a large number of fans out here in support up here at Upper Method today.
Oh, Tabani Mitzi, great take. Has the Wolfpack managed to support him? Gus Williams distributes. He's taking it in. Very strong man. Gus coming from transfer student from Clemson University. Clemson have a very good rugby program. He's playing with them. So, oh, great break from Brad Smith. Oh, looking like Tom Kiernan out there breaking the line, and just couldn't get the ball to hand. That was a great break from the NC State hooker. Tom Kiernan, NC State alum, if he's watching, did him proud, man. Took a break just like that. So,
absolutely just great job breaking away there.
Yeah, great tackle from Johnny Robbins, really putting his body on the line. But Salisbury 8 doing a really good job. As Caleb Walton turned it over, popped straight out, and it's a penalty to the NC State Wolfpack playing the ball on the ground. Good stuff, Caleb Walton.
Trey Thomas did a great job breaking through there, just muscling his way through the Wolfpack defense. But again, it's little mistakes like that that keep giving the Wolfpack opportunities.
For sure, ball just didn't go to hand, but my God, what an eye from Brad Smith. Yeah. Saw the space, picked the ball up straight from the ruck. And like I said, just showing his experience. This is his third year playing with the Wolfpack. Believe he's a junior as well, and he hadn't played rugby since he started. So I played all his rugby he's played with. I've watched him grow as a player, and that is just so great to see from someone who hasn't had that many, not too many years under his belt, but yeah, showing his the experience that he has on the pitch.
An excellent job all around. Again, just the Wolfpack getting these opportunities. A lot of mistakes by Salisbury State. Whenever they do get an opportunity, they seem to just fumble the ball away or commit a penalty.
Great take from Brandon Corkery, given to Michael Ambrose, distributes to Thompson Stockton, who opts to kick. Still putting pressure at that 15. They see where the weaknesses lie in the Salisbury defence, and have they retained possession? Salisbury have, but they're playing back. Wolfpack will most likely get a kick back from this. Do they have an exit play? They do. And it's a low kick, not too good of a hang time, so Tabani Mitzi will have time to get some speed, takes in, distributes the ball cleanly to Mo Elliman. And I don't know if he released that tackler, but Tabani Mitzi's there with Darren Murphy. Kicks it for whatever reason back to the hands of the Salisbury team, and he kicks it out. Is that halftime? And that is halftime. That's what he's up to do. Okay, great half. Great half for the NC State Wolfpack. Putting Salisbury under some pressure. A bit messy there, but good half all in all.
A 14-point lead is definitely nothing to sneeze at for the Wolfpack. Up on the Salisbury State Sharks, they've done a great job on offense and defense. As we've mentioned all game, just dominating the time of possession. We'll be right back in a moment for halftime. Right now it's a break. Logan Ward and Tom Kiernan.
All right, thank you. Good stuff.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No. This is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats.
By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
I'm joined here by Coach Brian Ketchum. Coach, what did you like out of that first half from your team?
I think we played intense. I think we obviously know what we're doing. We're a little sloppy, but we can clean it up, and we're leading, so I always like that.
Again, with a 14-0 lead, what's the strategy going into this second half with a lead like that up against a team like Salisbury State?
Oh, it's 0-0, man. I mean, it's always 0-0 until the last whistle blows. You never know with a team like this, and you don't want to give them easy ones and get them back in the game, so it's always 0-0.
A lot of young players on this team. What have you liked out of them so far in this one?
They've been sponges. They come to practice. They work hard. They ask questions. They're learning. They watch the games when they're not playing. I mean, they're excited to be here, and they're sliding right in and they're helping us out. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and we needed guys to step up, and they're doing it, so it's great.
All right, well, thank you very much as always, Coach.
Yeah,
we'll be right back after this. Thank you, Coach.
All right, so we're back, second half, 17-0 to the NC State Wolfpack. Salisbury are going to kick us off here. So let's see if their 10 can get a good restart for their team, try and get that momentum started for their side.
Quick turnaround time here.
Yeah, geez, they did not want to take a break, so.
Definitely trying to beat the heat at this point, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah. You can definitely feel it. I'm feeling it right now. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most certainly. Definitely going to need some water after this one.
Absolutely. Okay. So decent kickoff. Is it going straight into touch, though? And that's in touch. So I think we're going to the line out, or is it straight out? I believe it was straight out.
Well, with the break in the action, looking back at that first half, what did you really like out of the Wolfpack? What do you think they need to change going into the second half?
So what I thought they did well was they exploited Salisbury's weakness. Their back three seemed to be fairly inexperienced under the high ball, so really putting some really good pressure under there.
Yeah.
And where they were running short was just executing those final couple of plays. They've been playing most of the first half in the Salisbury's 22-meter line, and they're just not getting the momentum when they need it. So I think they're taking too long to set up and giving Salisbury too much time to set up on the defensive line.
Yeah.
So the quick chat I had with the boys was, hey, if you have the momentum, if you've broken the gate line, just keep on and just keep pick and goes, quick pod play, identify the space and just do it. Don't be trying to do the fancy stuff, you know. So hopefully they'll aim to do that, and I don't know what Salisbury was told, but I'd say their coach had a lot to say to them.
Yeah, very much so. And looking at the Sharks, they did a good job on defense. Again, kind of a bend, don't break, still down 14-0, but they had a couple very good defensive stops there.
Absolutely.
What do you think they really need to change to turn around here in the second half?
So it's their offense. They need to get a little bit more control, get that chemistry up. So where the Wolfpack are falling short, Salisbury are executing. So they're getting a lot of time to set up on defense. With that time they're getting to set up on D, they are able to read the play very well. So great take from Michael Ambrose, and he's taken down by the Salisbury 8. Been a star player in my eyes so far in this game.
He's done a great job out there. Always seems to be around the ball.
So Salisbury putting some real pressure on the NC State Wolfpack. Have they retained possession? They have. Tabani taking it, giving it out to Mo Ellerman. Let's see his speed. Showing the agility, but swallowed up there in the tackle. Gus Williams distributing, and Thompson Stockton giving some relief for the NC State Wolfpack. Has he kicked it straight out or is it in? All right, taken nicely by the Salisbury 15. Thompson Stockton's chased. Oh, taken up by Mende Carlton. He's away. No one's catching that man. Let me tell you, he is pure speed. Done his team proud. You can see that right there. Great swan dive by Mende Carlton. Love the enthusiasm. So right there, Thompson Stockton knew, hey, the weakness is in the back three. The 15 took it. Pressured the pass, didn't go to hand. Mende Carlton picked up, executed, and what a fantastic swan dive that was.
Just a bad pass by Jurgens there, leading to an opportunity for the Wolfpack. Mende Carlton, again, showing off the speed, turning on the burners, and just getting in there. With the flourish at the end there, scoring 5 on the try for NC State. It is now 19-0.
I believe that's 23, actually.
23.
Yeah, because it was 17, that's 5
that's
points.
That's right.
So let's see if it's 25.
22.
22, yeah, right. Maths is hard sometimes, you know. So let's see if Thomas and Stockton can get that kick. It's underneath the post. It should be fairly simple. And then this will be 24-0 to the NC State Wolfpack. And if they can keep this dominance up, you know, that's a huge statement. Salisbury favourites to win the conference this year round. And if NC State can really batter them in, you know, we've really built starting to see that chemistry grow, and they're playing like a team rather than last week where, you know, just struggled to get some stuff to click together. So really impressive from the NC State Wolfpack. I see no reason why they can't be conference champions this time round. So
24-0 now in favor of the NC State Wolfpack. They've just done a great job converting, especially on opportunities like that. Mende Carlton just running away with it. Didn't even look back.
Yeah, I knew second he had it in his hands. He had 2 strides in front of the lad. There was no way he was going to catch him. I've raced Mende a couple of times in practice, and he is fast.
Yeah. Now this
Great kick. Good start off from Salisbury. Taken well by Brandon Corkery.
This is a Wolfpack team that definitely has some speed and strength to its lines. They've done a great job just showing off both here in this game, really.
Oh, interesting kick coming our way. Is it in the camera? And we're good. That was lucky.
Always have to be aware of that. Those kicks coming out of bounds, coming straight for the equipment, always fun.
For sure. And now that's actually going to go back. Now, remember what I was saying, that if you're behind the 22-meter line and you kick it straight out, it'll go to where the ball goes out. Because NC State had the ball beyond the 22 and brought it back and then kicked it, the kick actually goes, the line-out goes back to where the ball was kicked.
Okay.
So unfortunate there. I don't think that's what was meant to happen for the NC State Wolfpack. So we'll see what they're going to do. Probably a maul, if I was going to assume anything. And it looks like the maul's gone fairly well set from Salisbury, really trying to use their strength as their advantage, but it's maul's taken down.
That's one area that I think Salisbury really has done a good job of. Their mauls have been effective. They've been able to push ahead. They just haven't been able to convert anything off of those.
Absolutely. It's definitely a strength of theirs. So good defense from the NC State Wolfpack. Good ruck in defense from Salisbury. Put under pressure a bit there. Oh, great carry. As Greg Amity, has he turned that over? You never know when he's there. He's taken down to ground, and ball's given out to the blind side. Let's see what the 10 has in store. Taking down by Mo Ellerman. Fantastic from the newbie. And did the NC State have? Oh, okay, it's hard to see from this distance what's going on.
A little bit of curvature of the field, not especially even. Tough to see, especially when they get into those multiple player situations.
So Salisbury looking to just pick and go, inch by inch. And a really good tackle there by Jonathan Robbins, showing his strength on the pitch. See if they can distribute it out wide. Great tackle from Caleb Gwaltney, put them under pressure. Adrian Corkery to hold the man up. And again, Salisbury's 8-man making the yards. He's putting in a shift today.
Trey Thomas has looked exceptional on those plays.
Absolutely.
Really just getting the ball and moving it forward. Some of the little forward momentum they've had this game.
Let's see what they do. A strong Wolfpack defensive line setup. Brad Smith squaring up to 13. Adrian Corkery, ooh, was that high?
Yeah.
He rolled up from the back. I don't think the referee's going to call it, so that's fine. Going out, the 10 looking to distribute, and Mayo Ogunmola takes him down easily. Again, Salisbury struggling to gain any forward momentum, but they're still in NC State's 22, so.
Salisbury State has been knocking on the door for quite a while now. They've done a good job. This second half, they've just come out firing.
Absolutely, definitely doing better with their ball possession than they were the first half. Really slowing the ball down and doing the basics very well. See, Jonathan Robbins forcing the mistake there. Fantastic. Bradley Smith to pick up the mistake. Jonathan Robbins in there to secure the ruck. And let's see what the NC State Wolfpack have again. Tabani, Mitzi taking it in. Again, no support there from the NC State Wolfpack. Unfortunate. They're going to look to spread. But Bradley Smith is there. Stop the tackle. Gets back to his feet very well.
Wolfpack have been making a couple of mistakes down here. Salisbury State has been taking advantage of it, and they're just continuing to move the ball.
Yeah, Salisbury doing a much better job than they were the first half. Jonathan Robbins again. Putting in another big hit. He's having a great game so far. Oh, that's a fumble. That's a knock on there. Great stuff, NC State Wolfpack. So there, I believe, was one of the substitutes for Salisbury, number 21. Went to take the pick and go and fumbled the ball forward. So it's going to be an NC State scrum, and I would say that Thomas and Stockton's going to look to boot that to the other side of the pitch, try and give the Wolfpack some relief.
And that's something he's done a great job of here today, just clearing and giving the Wolfpack some breathing room.
Absolutely. And you can definitely, like, from my experience, definitely when you're forced to play in your own 22, it's suffocating, you know. You're putting under a lot of pressure. One missed tackle causes a try, so defense has to be very tight. You have to make your tackles, and you have to keep your head screwed in. So it's very important to have a good kicker to relieve some of that stress. Scrum goes down, and it's a penalty to Salisbury. Wolfpack weren't able to keep their feet in that scrum. I think Colton Woodburn is down.
Team a little slow to get up there.
Yeah, and they're going to opt to take it quick, I'd say. Yeah, take it quick. Number 8 takes it in. Very good take from him. Has he gotten over? And that's a try, Salisbury. Well done, Salisbury. So, you know, it might be, what, 24-5 now?
24-5.
Still, they can come back. They have the momentum right now.
Very much so. And again, number 8, Trey Thomas, has really just done a great job here today, giving Salisbury State all of their opportunities. His offense has looked stellar out here.
Absolutely. He's definitely the one giving them the extra gain on those carries and definitely helping his team get back in this game. So, again, this is still a contest. They were struggling to get some of the momentum and use any of their ball in the first half, but that was the best play that Salisbury's put together so far. So
easily.
Let's see if the 15 can slot the kick over and shorten the gap between the two sides.
Lining up for the kick here right now. Looks like it will be number 15, Noah Juergens. We've seen a little bit of Juergens today. Had that costly fumble in the first half. And then again, I believe he was the one who gave up the ball to Mende Carlton on that one errant pass that Carlton took to the house.
Yeah, so, you know, everyone has those bad days.
Exactly.
So see if he can get his form back with this kick. If he gets this over, it'd be great for him individually. So they're good, slotted over. Yeah. Not a pretty kick, but, you know, did the trick. So
that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, for sure.
This game is far from over. 24-7 now the score in favor of the Wolfpack over the Sharks. But there's still plenty of game left.
Absolutely. The Wolfpack definitely don't want their composure to waver at all. You got to stay dominant. In my experience, you know, you can have a good first half, but that means nothing if you don't show up in the second. Got to play from the first minute all the way through to the 80th. So let's see if this young Wolfpack side can do their alumni proud and get the win after being so dominant. See if they can keep their dominance throughout the second half. So Kenley Brown coming on for Mo Elliman, I believe. Kenley very quick, very ecstatic footwork on this. So fairly new to rugby, so I'll be interested to see what he has to offer. So taken nicely by Salisbury, and they're deciding to kick it back. Mende Carlton playing 15 now, takes it back in, and looking to use his footwork to open up a gap. Goes in, secures the ball well, and they're looking to pick and go. Greg Amity taking the ball in, such a strong frame. It's hard to take that man down. Gained the crucial meters for the NC State Wolfpack.
They're just pushing it ahead right now. Mende Carlton has done a wonderful job here today, getting out in space and giving the Wolfpack a little bit more room whenever he can.
Ball gone out to Brandon Corkery. So good with those ball carries. Again, another strong man there. Breaking through tackles like it's nobody's business. So gone in, but does he have support? And ball fumble forward by Salisbury. Will the Wolfpack gain their advantage? I believe that they have the ball back. Referee's just playing the game. So let's see what they opt to do. Will Cow Gwaltney take the ball? Brad Smith takes it in. Easy pick and go. Just to get the backs a little bit set up. There we go. Colton Woodburn, again new to rugby. This is his second competitive match. Out to Thompson Stockton. And he looks to chip again, put pressure underneath that fullback. And what is the fullback going to opt to do? He takes it in. He has to play that. Does he kick it out? Straight out. Wolfpack gain. Playing that territory game still. So again, you know, even if they gain a couple of yards, they have the ball still. They have their line out. They have that opposition. Or they have that advantage over their opposition.
Number 3, Aaron Beard coming in right now.
I believe it was a blood sub maybe. Trying to fit, might have had a little gash on the head or something.
Yeah.
So he's gone back in. Substitute looks lucky to get out. That heat definitely has taken a toll on him.
Yeah.
Puffing and panting. So let's see what Michael Ambrose has up in store. Brandon Corkery goes in, takes it cleanly. Darren Murphy playing scrum half. And the ref calls it back. So the infringement there was in the line out. You have to throw the ball through the centre of the line out so that both teams can contest. So there it was crooked. It was towards the NC State Wolfpack. So now Salisbury will get a scrum from where the line out was taken, which I would say from what we see in the current game, that's something they would want to opt for rather than a line out. Their scrum's been much more dominant.
They've definitely had that push ahead. Number 1 who just came out, Chad Malcolm, has done a good job being a big man up front in those lines. We'll see if the substitution of him has any impact on that.
For sure. So good set from the Wolfpack. Salisbury have the ball back, taken to the 8, and a pretty pressured pass there to the 6. He was swamped in by Brandon Corkery. And really, Salisbury are trying to work their way, even from within their halfway line, trying to use their pick and goes to try and get themselves some yards. Spreading it wide with their back line. Let's see if the Wolfpack defense can hold up. Mayo Gamola with a fantastic hit.
And out of that scrum there, they just got immediately
great
swallowed
take from Greg Amity. Oh, but he's in from the side. Oh, that's a penalty. That's gonna cost his team there. So you can't, if the ball's at the back of the ruck, you have to wait for the ball to be played before you can go by. I think Greg thought that the ball was out, and he got a bit excited and just, went for the ball, thought if he could get it, he could make a break score try. But, you got to be a little bit more patient, be a little bit more disciplined on those plays.
We have a substitution for the Wolfpack, number 19.
Kelly McClendon.
Kelly McClendon coming in right now.
Kelly's a big boy, man.
I believe one of the tallest of the Wolfpack out there right now.
For sure.
Been waiting in the wings all game.
Absolutely. I think he's 6'5", around 230, 240 pounds. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. Peanut butter and jelly Kelly. That's what we like to call him.
One of those bigger guys out there. Definitely a key on this rugby team, especially with some of the bigger guys on this Salisbury State team. They've definitely got a lot of size.
Absolutely. And later on in the second half, when the legs get tired and everyone gets a bit more stressed, it's always good to have play a bit of a power game, get your stronger lads in so they have fresh legs. They can just be just a power option. Oh, and a great take there from the Salisbury 7. Yeah.
Joe Mack has been all over the field with a lot of good tackles and a great possession there, really just darting ahead for being tackled.
Absolutely. Salisbury doing very well with keeping possession there. Wolfpack are really going to look to try and get their momentum back. Kenley Brown taking the man to ground. And Mayo and Gamola to clean up the mess. And look, there we go. Greg Amity taking the ball there. Fantastic turnover. And what is this? What's going on here? Is it a penalty? It's a penalty. Salisbury, hands on the ruck. Unfortunate again. Or was it a knock-on? Oh, it was a knock-on. Yeah, knock-on from the NC State Wolfpack. Again, hard to see with the crowd in front of us.
Yes, absolutely. The Salisbury State players and referees often getting in the way of the action.
But hey, you know, they're enthusiastic. The B-side got a game after this too, so they want their friends, their teammates to do well and try and be as much support as possible. So love to see it.
Very much so.
So let's see if the Wolfpack can get back this scrum. Fantastic drive from the NC State Wolfpack. And that has to, oh, okay, taken out. There we go, okay. Salisbury trying to move the ball wide. And ball dropped by Salisbury, and it's been retained by the NC State Wolfpack. Oh, kick forward by Mo Elliman. Lovely from the newbie. Chasing the man down. Oh, almost had him.
Michael Coonley just advancing this one, doing a wonderful job.
The NC State Wolfpack getting a bit lazy on defense.
Yeah. Looked like there was a little bit of a collision over by us. 3 Wolfpack players colliding. But Salisbury State is taking advantage of it and moving the ball up very quickly.
Trying to get their momentum shift there, and the 8's taking it. Is he through? Very good stuff from the Salisbury 8. I think he's over for their second try. So yeah, the shift of momentum's definitely been on the Salisbury side. They're definitely proven, you know, why they're contender in this conference. So the Wolfpack, they just got to be more aggressive on defense, not try and let their focus waver and just power through, you know. Right there, they just a lot of people standing around not doing much. So they need to get their heads screwed in, talk to each other, and refocus, because, you know, you lose the lead like this, it definitely looks bad. So
very much so. And again, Trey Thomas, number 8 for the Sharks, doing a wonderful job on offense, just taking advantage of opportunities he's been given.
Absolutely, very strong ball carrier. Star player on Salisbury side from the looks of things. So let's see if the Salisbury 15 can slot this over to shorten the gap to 24-14.
Noah Juergens again going to attempt this kick. As he lines this one up, he's made his one attempt earlier. Again, like you said, not a pretty kick, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, the coach is not going to complain as long as the ball goes over.
Exactly.
And I think that's over. Good stuff. So, shorten the gap there. Salisbury definitely have the momentum. The Wolfpack are going to have to do something about that. Again, you don't see the Wolfpack trying to opt in for the territory game like they were the first half. They're holding the ball in their hands too much.
Yeah.
And they should really be trying to pressure the Salisbury defensive line and their back three, try and force mistakes and play the ball in their half rather than theirs. You can see how dangerous Salisbury are once they get a little bit of momentum. It's very hard to stop them. They are very big, very strong lads. So the Wolfpack are going to want to be cautious of that.
This has really been the tale of two halves. In that first half, the Wolfpack were just dominant on both sides, doing an absolutely wonderful job. Salisbury State has definitely proven their worth right here in this second half, though. They've done an excellent job just moving the ball forward and taking advantage of the opportunities that they really failed to convert on in the first half.
For sure, for sure. I mean, you know, we came here expecting a game, and I'd be disappointed if we didn't get one. So, getting kicked to the 8-man. Let's see what he has. Very strong run. Good tackle by Darren Murphy. So, good kick from the Salisbury offense. I believe that ball went straight out, and we're going to go back to the line out.
Wonderful kick ahead, a lot of distance. That one's just going to be coming back.
So it's going to be a Wolfpack line out. So let's see with the Wolfpack subs in what they opt to do.
Now, for these lineups, do you typically have one strategy that you use all game, or are there different situations where you want to do different things?
You never want to have just one strategy, because you want to have something in your pocket that you can always whip out if things aren't going your way. So I make sure lineouts is kind of the specialty that I am, being an assistant coach, one of the things I look after. So I always make sure the lads have plenty of options and trick plays, so that if they're struggling to get a clean line out from the front, they can always opt for the middle, from the back, so the opposition's always on their toes, don't really know what to expect. So it's always good to have two options. Fantastic line out there from Brandon Corkery. Great throw from Brad Smith. Taking out to Greg Amity. Passed out wide to Kenley Brown. Let's see his speed. Fantastic acceleration from newbie. Offloaded fantastically to Mende Carlton. Offloaded fantastically again to Caleb Gwaltney. Great hands. The momentum's definitely shifted again to the NC State Wolfpacks. Let's see what they opt to do. going for a pick and go. Adrian Corkery whipping in on the inside. Let's see Darren Murphy. Tabani taking it in, drawing in 2-3 tacklers. Placed well, nothing wrong with that. And that's hands in the ruck there. Sir, you're going to have to give the penalty there. Wolfpack have the ball. Taken quickly by Tabani. Mitzi, he's still going. The South African, has he gone? He's going to go all the way. Oh, almost. Just up short on the 5 meter line or toward. Oh, so close. The Wolfpack just have to inch further and further with the pick and goes. Try and really drive that ball over, try and get the 5 points. You know, they get the try now, they reclaim the possession. Salisbury step back, and is that a try from Darren Murphy? Fantastic, good stuff from the experienced captain, Darren Murphy. That's what I like to see. So yeah, good response. They knew, hey, we just gave up 2 tries there. We have to get back, keep scoring, get back on the scoreboard. Kenley Brown doing fantastic offload to Mende Carlton, linking up fantastic. Caleb Gwaltney taking in another offload there, and then just the gap identified by Tabani Mitzi. You know, that's African experience. It shows, comes to show on the pitch. So that was a really good team try.
Very much so. Everybody contributing to that one right there, doing a wonderful job of just muscling through, getting possession and really just taking advantage.
Absolutely.
When they saw the opportunity.
Absolutely. Love to see that from my boys. So, say Coach Catcham is, you know, he's obviously excited and looking forward to what's left in store for this match, but he's loving every minute of it, I'm sure.
Talking to him at halftime, talking about, I believe he referred to the young players as sponges, just soaking up everything that they could and doing a wonderful job out here.
Absolutely. So Kenley Brown and Mo Elliman, for example, you know, they they wouldn't be our most experienced lads to have on the wing, but give them experience like this. You know, these are huge games. You're against the big competition in the conference, and you throw them in. They just soak up the experience. They know what it's like to play against a good side.
I believe that one was slightly off to the left. Referees made the motion. Score is now 29-14 in favor of the Wolfpack. One just hooked wide left.
It's a comfortable lead, but you know, anything can happen in rugby.
Very much so. Very much so.
So let's see if the Salisbury 10 can try and get his team a good restart. Oh, it's not gone 10. Will the Wolfpack opt to play it? And okay, so the restart has to go 10 meters. If it doesn't, it will be a Wolfpack free kick at the center line. So it'll be a scrum to the Wolfpack here. Brad Smith, first man to get there. Again, we saw the break from him. He's become a very good player in his years. Yeah. I think we saw the number 8 come on for a concussion assessment, or was it for blood, or can't remember what he came off for. Maybe just to get a breather, which you're not allowed to. But you know, we're the commentary team. We'll just let this one slide.
Again, with this heat, players just really needing an opportunity for rest whenever they can take it.
Darren Murphy takes it in cleanly from the scrum. Thompson Stockton distributed into Mende Carlton. And then Mo Elliman swamped up in that exchange. And from the looks of things, Salisbury have turned it over. Very good from the Sharks. I think they're going to look to distribute. If not, he takes it in. So the Wolfpack very good in eliminating all of the Salisbury's options. There, Michael Ambrose again with a great take. Is that a penalty? Great work, Michael. And oh, okay, that's got to be a yellow. That's got to be a yellow. And he's not, okay, that's fine. It wasn't at the mark. So if you take it quick, if you get a penalty, the opposition have to get back 10. And if they don't get back 10 and they just tackle, that's another infringement. And usually you'd see a yellow card there. But Greg Amity unfortunately wasn't at the mark, so the ref called it back. So Thompson Stockton playing the territory game again. Going to take this up. Wolfpack line has been looking pretty good this second half, even with the subs in.
The subs have more than held their own right here. They've done a wonderful job just filling in for all the starters and doing a great job continuing where they left off. Had a couple lapses right there, so allowing Salisbury State to get those 14 points, but they've done a great job. Yeah,
once you get the blood flowing, the adrenaline kicks in, that's when it comes in. So you have Kelly McClendon and Jack Moore out there. Jack, experienced player, been playing some youth rugby. He's doing well with his lifts, and Kelly's been pretty crucial in those tight tackles. We're running pods, getting his big body in the way, trying to drive those Salisbury players back. So, And taken nicely by Adrian Corkery and Colton Woodard to securely take the ball to ground. Oh, Jack Moore with a big take, the big man taking it in. Love to see that from the substitute. Thompson Stockton kicking again, putting pressure under the Salisbury 14. And as you can see, you know, they've recovered the ball well, but they're still under pressure.
Yep.
And the Bulls retreat back by NC State, and I believe that, okay, so it's going to be it's a penalty advantage to the Wolfpack, an offside call. So Thompson Stockton opting to go for the line out, trying to get another 5-pointer out for the Wolfpack. Really put the nail in the coffin. Try and set Salisbury back so that there's no chance of the comeback. So smart decision by the 10.
And they've swung the momentum back in their favor. The Wolfpack, after giving up those 2 scores, it looked like they had lost things a little bit. But again, once those players got their legs under them and started to really get comfortable out there, they get that score, they get that momentum back. And you're seeing right here what happens because of it. They get those opportunities. And if they score right here, again, that's just another chance to put the Sharks away.
Absolutely. So another huge difference is that you can actually see the Wolfpack are in all kind of areas of rugby. They're doing a very good job. Salisbury really only have that power game, so they're struggling to actually play good rugby out wide. So I think that's something that their coaching staff's definitely going to have to take into account. Bring it back and try and get their back line sorted so they can actually have some options out wide. The pick and goes and the carries from their 8-man really are the only options that they have for gaining yards. I think there was a little mistake there by the Wolfpack. Is it set for another Wolfpack line out? Again, hard to see from this distance.
Yeah. All over the field. Looks like they'll be lining up for a scrum.
So is this Salisbury scrum?
Appears to be.
It might be a Wolfpack scrum.
It's a Wolfpack scrum.
Cool. Again, great area for the Wolfpack to be, and Salisbury have turned it over. From the looks of things, bad pass out wide. Again, like I was saying, their backs are really letting the forwards down. Greg Amity with surely the clean takeover. He was rucked out. Good work though by Greg Amity. And then the kick, fantastic clearance kick. Kenley Brown looking to retrieve, and let's see his step, see his speed. Mende Carlton, being the man out wide. Set him on wheels. Has he been? Is he through? I believe so. Good stuff, Mende Carlton. That's the stuff Mende can do. You see, set the man on skates. Almost fell over. Good stuff, Mende. Oh, I'd love to see that.
Carlton with the jukes right there. Just absolutely did a wonderful job. Michael Coonley couldn't keep up. Carlton, there's not much more to say, as you saw right there. Just did an excellent job with the juke move.
Yeah. Mende, he's been playing, I think this is his 3rd year playing NC State. He's a senior. So his first year came in as a sophomore. You could tell that he has such good athleticism, really good X factor, like I was mentioning before.
Yeah.
And like there, Kenley just gave him the spot. He said, hey, beat your man. Yeah. And Mende had the X factor to step him, set him on the wheels, and just beat him on the outside. So great to see from Mende Carlton and Kenley Brown linking up very nicely.
And again, we talked about the importance of those speed and agility players. Mende Carlton showing off just how important that is right there.
Absolutely. So yeah, no, great to see from the NC State Wolfpack doing a really good job. And now we have Donnie. Forget his last name. Donnie, what is your last name, Donnie? Well, whatever his last name is, Donnie is on the pitch. He's a great kid. He started playing rugby with us last spring semester. Yeah. Very enthusiastic on defense, and what a kick. Great kick from Thompson Stockton. So I believe Donovan Simmons.
Donovan Simmons.
Apologies, Donnie. Hate to get your name wrong, but.
Well, again, when you've got a deep team like this, you're getting everybody out there. It's tough to keep track of all the players out there.
Absolutely.
Making sure that everybody gets a little bit of experience out here. You're up. You've got an opportunity. You might as well get everybody.
Absolutely. So.
Score is now 36-14 in favor of the Wolfpack.
Great lead. So deep kick. Tabani takes it in nicely. Let's see if he goes in. Great feed from the South African. Take it into Donovan Simmons, who just really good support line there to be there for the offload. Darren Murphy distributes. Given to Thompson Stockton, who kicks it straight out. Yeah, straight out. I don't think that's what he meant to do, so we're going to go back for the line out. So first error I think we've seen from Thompson Stockton, so unlucky, but like I said, you can't always have a perfect game. So we're going to see Salisbury set for their line out. Their subs have been put in. So let's see how their depth holds up against the NC State Wolfpack. Adrian Corkery looking to disrupt their side. He's got a height advantage against his opposite man. Let's see if he can get up there. Oh, quick, low line out. Nice. Good to see. And the ball's dropped and retrieved. And has there been a knock-on by Salisbury? Knock-on by NC State. Salisbury put in for a scrum. So, I mean, that worked out for them. Like I said, their line-out hasn't been too good.
Yeah.
But their scrum has been exceptional. So that's definitely what they're going to want to opt for. And looking at here now, hope number 6 for Salisbury's brought his suntan lotion. He's not faring too well. If I'm burning up, I'm sure he is too. Gus Williams, another very light-skinned man on the NC State team. Definitely needs some suntan lotion out here today. And may I say, that was a huge drive from the NC State Wolfpack.
Very much so. Both teams have certainly had their moments today. But with both teams, we really get to see how deep both of these teams are. A lot of players on both sides. When you can afford to really get everybody out here on the pitch, I think it's a learning experience for both teams, no matter what the score is.
Absolutely. So let's see if the Wolfpack can be dominant in that scrum again. Remember, disrupt any ball from the Salisbury side. It's going to give the Wolfpack an advantage. This ball goes out cleanly. 10 decides the grubber kick. Greg Amity blocks it down with his waist. And then it's recovered. Ooh, it's a penalty for playing the ball on the ground. Was that Greg Amity? Oh, geez, okay, we're getting a bit of a scrap going. It's okay, though. nothing broke out of it. So now Salisbury looking just to play the ball, play rugby. So let's see, was that a big hit? Nice, okay. Good stuff from Donovan Simmons, getting thrown out of that ruck. Oh, and Donovan Simmons starting a bit of a scrap there. Oh, geez, okay. Let's focus on the play. Donnie's like, he's got a bit of a, he's very enthusiastic in all respects. So that guy gave him a bit of a shove. You could see he was just like, wow. Okay, so a bit of a discipline waiver from the NC State Wolfpack. Hopefully that won't happen again.
Yep.
You hate to see that in rugby, but sometimes you get those characters who get a bit too aggressive. So
yeah.
So it's a yellow card from Donovan Simmons. Just came on. That's not good. That's not good from a coaching perspective. So
yeah.
He's going to be off for the next 10 minutes.
And again, we talk about how when the game sort of gets in those stagnant moments, every now and then tensions will boil over a little bit. And again, we've got those fiery personalities out there.
Absolutely. And so you can see actually, because the Salisbury player retaliated, the ref decided to give both yellow cards. And now NC State and Salisbury playing with a man down. So it's how that works in rugby. You can't start a fight and engage in it without receiving any sort of punishment. So another good scrum for the NC State Wolfpack. Salisbury take it in. Great line from the 13, but taken down by Greg Amity. Good counter ruck from the NC State Wolfpack. It's hard to see with that crowd what's going on. I think Salisbury still have possession. Trying to work phase by phase, trying to get through to the NC State line. And it is a, what's the call from the referee? Is it another card? It's a red card.
Yeah.
Adrian Corkery, what was that for?
Couldn't see.
Couldn't see, but that's, all right, 2 men. 2 men down. That's not good for the NC State Wolfpack. I believe that's 2 forwards they're missing, so
yeah.
Salisbury are definitely going to look to take advantage of that.
Salisbury State looking to take advantage of that right now. Again, Wolfpack down 2 players. This is a prime opportunity for the Sharks to get something on the board here. Wolfpack are still holding strong as of right now.
So yeah, so Salisbury there again. This is really helping their style of play, really just working the ball one play after the other. If the Wolfpack don't have the defenders there, you know, it's going to be easy ball for them. So let's see if the Wolfpack can show their composure, show their discipline, and prevent the 5 points from being scored. Again, hard to see what's going on with that crowd.
Again, love the passion, but makes our jobs much more difficult.
Absolutely. We should set the crowd line just like a couple of meters back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure next time. So take a little note. So now it's a Salisbury scrum. So now the NC State Wolfpack down 2 of their forwards. So the scrum are going to be missing some lads. So let's see what they opt to do. Ball goes out. They opt to take it wide. They're sucked in and they're tackled into touch. Great tackle from Caleb Gwaltney. Very good experience from the senior. And hey, the clock is ticking down. You know, Salisbury need to get a couple of scores, not just one.
Yeah.
If it was a 1-point game, this would be a great position for them, but they're going to need to execute soon.
Down 22 points, they've got to get something going right here if they want any chance. They're in prime territory, but they have to convert on something.
Absolutely. So, and we can see, you know, it's an aggressive game. It's been 3 cards so far, 2 yellows and a red. So definitely some passion being thrown down this pitch, so it's not going to be an easy game for the remaining minutes.
Salisbury State just trying to get this last little bit, get something in there.
So they're setting up for the line out, and they have the penalty. So they go out, opt to take it quick, swamped up by the NC State Wolfpack. And it's a penalty to the NC State Wolfpack. Great stuff. I believe that was Greg Amity with the turnover. Again, hard to see.
Yeah.
Wish I could commentate. For the past like 10 minutes, it's been a bit, you know, questioning, is this what happened?
It's been very much back and forth. A lot of players just involved in every single play, especially with those crowds where you can't see what's happening on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a scrum right here.
I think the structure is definitely starting to waver for Salisbury. They're panicking a bit. They know that they need to get the points up, and they have too many individuals trying to do too much by themselves. And a great drive for the NC State Wolfpack. That has to be a penalty to the NC State. Oh, surely. No? So the rules with the scrum, if you get any forward momentum and then just purely dominate the push, usually you'll get the penalty advantage. But the referees decided to, hey, let's slow it down. Let's just have another put in, see if we can get just a clean ball taken out. So
wind is definitely picking up here.
Yeah. You can hear it in the audio.
Yeah. Doing our best to shield our microphones, but.
So another put in for Salisbury. It's brought back to the back of the scrum. They're going to look to use. They're taking it on the blind side. Caleb Goldney's there. Taken down by Darren Murphy. Very good take from the captain. Salisbury looking just to do the basics right. Have way too many people committed to that ruck. They take it in. So, you know, they have the man advantage. They should be trying to use it wide, but they're just getting sucked in, just doing each a pick and go, one by one. And NC State getting, again, their discipline needs some work.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic fans, you can hear them in the background. I feel that was Wisconsin undercover with the chance. It goes in, fumble by Salisbury. That's very good for the NC State Wolfpack. So even though they're a man down, you know, they're not letting their defense waver. They're making their tackles. Salisbury just playing very panicky looking rugby. You know, they were playing a lot better at the beginning of this half, and now they're just sucking themselves in. They're not trying to take advantage of having been one man up. And they're really just, you know, playing against themselves from the looks of things. Wolfpack didn't do much. It was just their own mistake.
Instead of trying to really take advantage of that man down for the Wolfpack, they've really just been trying to power through and muscle through. But the Wolfpack have done a great job holding steady right here.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be able to tell that, you know, Salisbury have a bigger pack than NC State, but they're just staying more aggressive. And a great clearance kick from Thompson Stockton, but it's kept in by the Salisbury 11 who takes it in. Kenley Brown, great tackle from the new player.
Michael Coonley did a good job fielding that one and returning it a good bit, but was met quickly by the Wolfpack defense. They're trying to spread that one out there.
Thompson Stockton wraps up the Salisbury 10, but he's making meters down. I think they're going to look to do their pick and goes phase by phase. And is it a try? I think it is a try to Salisbury. Ooh, and another little scrap set up again. You hate to see that. So I think that was that a try to Salisbury? I think the referee must have given it to them.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Looks like number 10, Keegan O'Connell, really just managed to power that one through. Again, just tough defense, but he managed to slip through and get the 5 points.
So, you know, good defense from the NC State Wolfpack. It's hard to play that style, you know, pick and go after pick and go, being a man down, it's tiring stuff. So they kept them in for, it felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Felt like a long time. So Donovan Simmons and the Salisbury player who received a yellow card must be on at this point. We're coming to the closing quarters of the second half. So let's see if Salisbury can finish this comeback or if NC State can still retain this lead.
NC State with the advantage right now, up 36-21, 15-point lead, definitely sitting comfortably right now. But again, they've really just got to do things right. They can't allow quick scores, and if they have more possessions like that, where they just eat up clock, they eat up a lot of time, they'll be in a great position.
Absolutely, but you never want to be, even if you have that lead, you never want to be the team that was struggling towards the end of the game. You want to be dominant from start to finish. So
Absolutely.
I know definitely you can see Tabani Mitzi looking to get his team fired up.
Yeah.
He wants to be the last person to score points. He doesn't want to give Salisbury an inch to try and get this comeback started. So let's see how the Wolfpack respond. Thomas and Stockton with the reset. Kenley Brown to chase. And great tackle from Kenley Brown. Great stuff from the senior. Oh, it was a good take. Good identification, but fantastic cover tackle by Darren Murphy. And Bradley Smith is there to try and contain. Thompson Stockton doing his best to get involved in the counter rucks. Interesting kick from the 10. Great take from Mende Carlton, but was it knocked? It was not. Alright, we're playing. Good stuff. Again, sloppy stuff from the NC State Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Salisbury looking to use. And then Jack Moore with a monster read. Fantastic work. That was knocked forward by Salisbury. I don't know if the referee saw. Good tackle from Thompson Stockton, but it's over the horizontal. I could see the ref. The ref's probably going to pull out another card. So with tackles in rugby, you have to be conscious. When you make the tackle, you can't lift the opponent's leg above his head.
Yeah.
You have to bring him safely to the ground, and that was a stupid tackle, and I believe that was a yellow. So it's a yellow there for Thompson Stockton. So NC State, these yellow cards are killing us, and again, there's still time to be played. You don't want. You could score 3 scores in rugby very, very easily if you have the momentum on your side, and Salisbury definitely have that. That clean break from, I believe it was their number 2, gave them a really good advantage. So NC State are going to have to be really, really cautious on that kind of stuff. They want to not get Salisbury too fired up.
Yeah.
So let's see how their defensive line holds up and see what they do.
Time is definitely on their side right now.
Now, ball is kept in. Kenley Brown is just letting that roll back, and we're going to go all the way back to where the kick was taken. So that's very good for the NC State Wolfpack. So unfortunate for the 10, he tried to let that ball roll and try and get it out in the 5-meter line to get a good line out for his team, but unfortunately he did the opposite, and he's lost possession now.
Yeah.
So I believe there's 1 minute left. So the NC State Wolfpack has. It's unfortunate we have a scoreboard. We're not utilizing it right now.
Yeah.
So I believe that the NC State Wolfpack has gotten the W, regardless. But let's see if they can just get one more score to go off on a good note.
Up 36-21. You can absolutely be happy with this. But again, you always want to keep scoring, like you said, get that last score.
Absolutely.
But they can definitely be proud with how they played here today. They did a great job, and although Salisbury State looked a lot better in the second half, all their points coming in the second half, they just really couldn't get it done at the end there, especially during that last possession where they almost got through and did at the very end. It was still a lot of time, and the Wolfpack did a great job on defense.
It's Darren Murphy looking to feed. Gets the ball, Greg Amity to finish, and that's an NC State Wolfpack win. Good stuff for the Wolfpack. Fantastic.
36-21, just an excellent game for the Wolfpack. They were dominant in that first half, scoring a large number of their points there, but in the second half they did just enough to stay on top. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for postgame right after this.
Right. Interview the player?
Yeah.
Right, with me or with the player?
You?
Right. My player for NC, well, you have to give it to the winning team, so for NC State, you got Mike Ambrose, Johnny Roberts.
Thanks to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation,
So I'm going to, let me talk to the coach and let me, I'll
we
go
know
back to
absolutely.
Yeah. And then
When
you
the
want to bring
foundation was
Yeah, I'll
founded
bring
in
But we're going to do your stand-up first.
really
Separately.
long enough to attend Today, thanks to the foundation's groundbreaking research, advocacy, and care, some people with CF are
So
attending
Amy,
getting
get that ready for a stand-up.
but there is still much work to be done. Until CF stands for Cure Found for all people with CF, including those like
will not stop. Help us add tomorrows. Visit cff.org today.
At Potbelly, everything you find is a little bit happier, sweeter, fresher, groovier, and yummier.
That's
Why?
weird that you do. You stand up by yourself.
Because at Potbelly, we know it's never enough to just eat lunch. You gotta feed your smile. Swing by for our new turkey club, handcrafted to make you smile.
This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
That's why I really love our slogan, Think and Do. When you get these folks from NC State, they don't mind rolling up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. Companies want to hire NC State students.
We make something.
To go out there and do great things and to change the world.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary. This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
That's why I really love our slogan, Think and Do. When you get these folks from NC State, they don't mind rolling up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. Companies want to hire NC State students.
We make something impossible possible.
We've been equipped to go out there and do great things and to change the world.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary.
At Potbelly, everything you find is a little bit happier, sweeter, fresher, groovier, and yummier. Why? Because at Potbelly, we know it's never enough to just eat lunch. You gotta feed your smile. Swing by for our new turkey club, handcrafted to make you smile.
Welcome back to Upper Method Field, where the NC State Wolfpack have just defeated the Salisbury State Sharks 36-21. They did an absolutely fantastic job, offense and defense. That dominant first half parlayed into a great second half. Offense and defense were clicking. What did you really think of the game out there today?
Well, we exploited their weaknesses very well. First half, we were attacking their back three, so I was very proud of the boys. Put an absolute shift on defense as well. You had individuals like Michael Ambrose, Jonathan Robbins, Greg Amity, just making some serious tackles, really helping the Wolfpack out on the back foot. So pretty much, yeah, just we got momentum, we captured momentum, we got our scores when we needed it, and we just had a dominant performance. So as an assistant coach, that's as much as I can ask for. So yeah.
An all-around great game. They just did a great job out there. Everything that you really could have asked for. Their depth came in, and they did a wonderful job. Especially those young players. What did you see out of them that you really liked out there?
Well, I saw a little bit of X Factor out there. Kenley Brown had an absolute monster hit off one of the restarts. So that was really good to see. Mo Elliman, he had a great, every ball he had, he took the right line, broke space most of the time. And Colton Woodard had a fantastic game. You know, you wouldn't know that was only their second game ever playing. So me and Coach Catcham, we're going to come back to the drawing board and see how assess our performance, and we're going to be very proud of our new guys for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
And we'll be right back with an interview with our player of the game, Michael Ambrose. Don't go anywhere.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No. This is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats. By
reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Welcome back for the Wolfpack Player of the Game. I'm here with Michael Ambersy. You did a great job out there. How do you think the team did overall? What do you think you guys did well?
I think in the first half we were really dominant. We had some things we had to work on from last week's loss, and I feel like, you know, our pod play was really excellent.
Yeah.
I think our fitness definitely increased from last week as well. Yeah. I think most importantly our execution in offensive play, I think we really picked that up and we managed to execute more than we did last week. So it's just basically learning from our mistakes last week and making them right this week.
Present in every aspect of the game. You were all over the field out there doing a great job all around. What do you think you did well? What do you want to really work on going forward?
I feel like, you know, I had the help from my teammates on defense. You know, I was just filling in the gaps where I could. But all the boys out there, you know, putting in hard work. You know, everyone was trusting each other, making their own tackles, and I could do what I could just do. You know, have the greatest impact that I could around the park. You know, I feel like we just got to carry on doing what we're doing right, and, you know, pick up on those mistakes going into next week, and just carry on building on this momentum.
And again, looking forward, what do you think this team needs to change? What do you need to keep doing in these coming weeks?
Well, I feel like, you know, we had those 3 cards towards the end, and I feel like that's just discipline, and that's something we can work on. I mean, the fitter we are, you know, we can keep that intensity up from the first half all the way through the full 80 minutes. But again, you know, a lot of positives that we can take from today going into next week.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. That'll be it for us here out at Upper Method Field. Thank you for tuning in. This is PackTV signing off.